The Clemens Fine Arts Center presents Backstage Pass Songwriters Night. West Kentucky songwriters Bob Cain, Joe Hansen, Laurie Whitnell, Jannet Miller, and Justin Hatcher will be joined by professional songwriters Stan Webb and Mike Moore. Stan Webb owns a SESAC Country Song of the Year award along with SESAC's Legacy Award. Backstage Pass on the campus of West Kentucky Community and Technical College. Visit artsandfocus.org.
Hello, everybody. Thank you. Thank you. There's a lot of folks here. We're here for a lot of great music. So just because I'm curious, how many of you are here because a songwriter you know and love is playing tonight?
All right.
Cool. Almost everybody. That is really great. We're happy to see you all here. We're happy to have all the songwriters here. And we are going to kick this thing off with some major folks. Now, I'm going to save Stan, not because he's the oldest till the last, but I am going to save Stan's introduction till last. So we have opening the show tonight, Mike Moore and Stan Webb. Mike is from Ohio, but we won't hold that against him too much. And he says he grew up in honky-tonks, and one of his best moments was playing the drums for Kitty Wells.
Yes.
So Mike and Stan co-write a lot together. Stan Webb is quite a legend in country music. He's written for Trace Bird, John Anderson, just on and on and on. He was there in Nashville with SESAC when it had 2 rooms. So he's helped see SESAC go up into something that's an incredible thing for writers that we have here with us tonight. Stan has won several SESAC awards. The first was back in 1984 when he won it for Most Promising Country Writer. And then he won for Best Country Tune in 1994.
Yes.
And that tune was?
I'm from the country, and I like it that way.
And he does like it that way, I reckon. And then that got him the 1998 SESAC Award. And then in 2003, Stan was given an award that only 2 other writers have gotten in the last 75 years, and that was the SESAC Legacy Award. So please give these 2 guys a big Paducah welcome. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Gail. Feels great to be in Kentucky tonight. You know, I've been working with some Kentucky songwriters up here, some great writers up here. I can't imagine country music would never be country music without the state of Kentucky. I know that for sure. So, a lot of great artists. And I tell everybody this song right here took me from Chicken Road to Possumtown, Tennessee, where I live today. So if you know it, sing along with it. Go ahead, Mike. Way back up in the country, back in the hills, down in the hollows where the folks are real, and living with the crazies and the wildcats, sawed-off shotguns and coonskin caps. Hey, that's where I'm from, and I'm proud to say, yeah, I'm from the country, and I like it that way, 'cause everybody knows everybody, and everybody calls you friend. You don't need an invitation. Kick off your shoes, come on in. 'Cause we know how to work and we know how to play. We're from the country and we like it that way. That's right. Well, all day long we're working in the fields, bringing on home to a home-cooked meal. We'll love you like Sunday and treat you like Saturday night. And if the beds get full, we can sleep in the hay. Hey, we're from the country, we like it that way. 'Cause everybody knows everybody, and everybody calls you friend. You don't need an invitation. Kick off your shoes, come on in. 'Cause we know how to work and we know how to play. We're from the country, yeah, we're from the country, Lordy. We're from the country and we like it that way. Thank you, thank you.
Well, the first time I ever met this guy, he gave me a chance to write with him through a mutual friend, and I remember I was on my way to his house, nervous as heck, and I said, I have to take this guy something good, and so I came up with a little bit of an idea. By the time I got to his house, I played this for him, and it's become an anthem for not only myself, but a lot of songwriters that I've met, and my casket's going to be a little funny when I die, because I want to be buried with my guitar, and that's what this song is all about. This guitar has been a vessel for so many things. It's taken me to different countries. It's how I met this guy. It's the reason I'm here tonight, and it's just an amazing thing, and I want to be buried with it. A little odd, but sometimes I find myself looking at all the things that I have. What's the one thing I'd take with me if I was down to my last breath? Well, the one thing I can't live without, the one thing that's never let me down. It's not perfect by a long shot, it's a little beat up, got a hole in the top. Won't you bury me with my sixth string? 'Cause if heaven holds a place for me, I wanna walk down the streets of gold, strumming a song that all the angels know, singing hallelujah in the old rugged cross. I'll see mom and dad, all the friends I've had, and the loved ones that I've lost. Well, I saved up all my money, I worked all summer long, and to a 14-year-old country boy, it beat all I ever saw. Well, it was hanging down at Joe's pawn shop, brand new strings on an old flat top. It gave me a voice when I couldn't talk, it got me through my first broken heart. Won't you bury me with my sixth string? 'Cause if heaven holds a place for me, I wanna walk down the streets of gold, strumming a song that all the angels know, singing hallelujah in the old rugged cross. I'll see mom and dad, all the friends I've had, and the loved ones that I've lost. Play a sweet melody and then lay me down to sleep. Won't you bury me with my sixth string? 'Cause if heaven holds a place for me, I wanna walk down the streets of gold, strumming a song that all the angels know, singing hallelujah in the old rugged cross. I'll see mom and dad, all the friends I've had, and the loved ones that I've lost. I'll play for mom and dad, all the friends I've had, and the loved ones that I've lost. Come on, Stan, rip it up.
Mike Moore.
Thank you all. Thank you.
The world needs more of Mike Moore, I'm telling you.
Oh, my
He's
God.
a great writer. This is a song about a chicken. It's called Old Speckled Hen. I remember being up on Granddaddy's farm, and they didn't have indoor plumbing, and they didn't have television, and so. But I remember this old hen, and how he kept getting his head chopped off by Granny, I don't know, but it lasted a long time. But it's called Old Speckled Hen. old speckled hen, it's amazing that you're still alive. Not soaking in buttermilk, dredged through white flour to fry. Yeah, old speckled hen, we both found the wheel to survive. Sweet old speckled hen, you outrun the hatchet or die. Well, old speckled hen, you know the winter's out here is freezing cold. Best get out of the wind, or we'll be stiff as a stone. And when the lonely sets in, it's as cold as the snow in your soul. Well, old speckled hen, keep believing spring's coming on. Well, the old barn is leaking, but the windmill's still squeaking round slow. Yeah, I used to live here, but that was a lifetime ago. Old speckled hen don't get paid for the eggs that you make. You keep scratching for food while the master you serve's eating steak. And when the rooster comes calling, do you feel like you're just getting laid? Well, old speckled hen, all the poor in this world can relate. Yeah, the old barn is leaking, but the windmill's still squeaking round slow. Yeah, I used to live here, but that was a lifetime ago. Yeah, old speckled hen, it's amazing that we're still alive. We know, speckled hen, you outrun the hatchet or you die. You just lay down and die.
Thank you.
Well, I stepped off of a Greyhound bus in Nashville, Tennessee. It didn't take long for me to see this is where I was meant to be. I played my songs on every stage across this freaking town, and on any given night you can find me getting down. 'Cause I'm country, I was born this way, living my life up on the stage. I've watched the legends and I've learned. Well, I'm country all the way to the bone. Merle Haggard on my radio, the sweetest sound I've ever heard. Well, I'm country clean down to my soul, yeah. You gotta make a name for yourself here in Music City, 'cause I've seen people lose it all and it really ain't that pretty. You gotta take the horse by the reins, you gotta be in full command. 'Cause I'll be damned if I'm gonna let some fool tell me who I am. 'Cause I'm country, I was born this way, living my life up on this stage. I've watched the legends and I've learned. Well, I'm country all the way to the bone. I cut my teeth on George Jones, the sweetest sound I've ever heard. Well, I'm country clean down to my soul, yeah. Well, I'm country, I was born this way, living my life up on stage. I watch the legends and I've learned. Country all the way to the bone, Stan Webb on my radio, the sweetest sound I've ever heard. Well, I'm country clean down to my soul, yeah.
All right.
Thank you.
I read an article a few years back, well, it's been quite a few years back, really, about them taking up the farms. And I thought, yeah, I'd like to see him come up with my granddaddy and take his farms off from him, you know. So I wrote this song. It's called Granddad's Gun. Well, I read about it in a hunting guide, then I saw it on local TV. They were talking about taking up the farms, except for the murders and the thieves. And I couldn't help but think about my granddad. You know, that would be a sight to see. Some government official jumping off the porch with his tail between his knees. So don't ever try to take my granddad's gun. He's too old to fight, too tired to run, but he's still a good shot. So I'm warning you, son, don't you ever try to take my granddad's gun. Well, he gave me my first single shot at the early age of 10. Then he gave me a lick with a hickory stick, pointing the barrel at him. And he still got the rifle you gave him for fighting in the Second World War. And after all these years, you wouldn't understand if you came knocking at his door. So don't ever try to take my granddad's gun. He's too old to fight, too tired to run, but he's still a good shot. So I'm warning you, son, ever try to take my granddad's gun. Now that double barrel over the fireplace has helped him through hard times. But keeping food on the table, giving Granny peace of mind. So until this world's a safer place, or the good Lord calls him home, you might take his Social Security, better leave his gun alone. Yeah, don't ever try to take my granddad's gun. He's too old to fight, too tired to run, but he's still a good shot. Warn you, son, don't you ever try to take my granddad's gun. Now don't ever try to take my granddad's gun. Yeah, thank you.
Amen. This song here, one night me and Stan was writing, and I had a book about World War II on my table, and we just opened it up, and on the first page there's a picture of 30 young men in a Higgins boat, and they're approaching Normandy, and we gave this guy a name and gave him a life, and I'd probably bet that it's not too far from the truth, but this is a song called Tommy. Tommy was a farmer's son, living in the middle of America. Used to dream about seeing the ocean and lying on the beach all day in the sun. 'Cause farming in the 30s was no fun. The Great Depression weighing on everyone. His daddy worked hard and got him through, but what the future held nobody knew. It was 1941. Well, Tommy was a freshman when he got his first gun. He used to hunt rabbits on the farm, and he'd keep their feet as good luck charms. But one cold December day, the news on the radio would seal his fate. Japan just attacked the harbor of Pearl, forever changing young Tommy's world. He finally got to see the beach, but it was in Normandy. 30 young men on a Higgins boat jumping into the sea. He used to dream about walking on the shores and writing his girlfriend's name in the sand. And Now he's watching his best friend dying in his arms, fighting a battle in a foreign land for God knows who. It's not always good when dreams come true. Tommy made it back to the farm with a purple heart, but it cost him an arm. He no longer dreams of the ocean. His innocence was lost on the stripes and the stars. But when Veterans Day rolls around, you'll find him raising the flag on the square downtown, his uniform starched and pressed, with that purple heart covering the hole in his chest. He finally got to see the beach, but it was in Normandy. 30 young men on a Higgins boat jumping into the sea. He used to dream about walking on the shores and writing his girlfriend's name in the sand. And now he's watching his best friend dying in his arms, fighting a battle in a foreign land for God knows who. It's not always good when dreams come true. Finally got to see the beach, but it was in Normandy. And now he lives as far away from the ocean as he could possibly be. He used to dream about walking on the shores and writing his girlfriend's name in the sand. Now he's happy just sitting on the front porch watching the grandkids playing on the farmland. He's paid his dues. Not always good when dreams come true. Tommy was a farmer's son living in the middle of America. Thank you.
Let's save on a little Southern rock and do
Lord knows it's been a while since I prayed to you for a country mile, yeah. You know I lost my soul a few years ago. And pride's such an ugly thing, yeah. And jealousy can break your brain, yeah. And I'm a lot like a hurricane, yeah, spinning in the glory road. Show me the way to go, take me down the glory road. I wanna feel the mud between my toes like I did when you washed away my sins. Lord, please don't pass me by. I wanna see those angels fly like the day I made my mama cry down on Glory Road. That old church where I got saved's got a new roof with some snow white paint, yeah. Looks the way I felt before I left home. So open up and let me in. I'm at your door and I need a friend. And never ever let me leave again down on Glory Road. Show me the way to go, take me down the Glory Road. I wanna feel the mud between my toes like I did when you washed away my sins. Lord, please don't pass me by. I wanna see those angels fly like the day I made my mama cry down on Glory Road. Show me the way to go, take me down the Glory Road. I wanna feel the mud between my toes like I did when you washed away my sins. Lord, please don't pass me by. I wanna see those angels fly like the day I made my mama cry down on Glory Road. Like the day I made my mama cry down on Glory Road. Thank you.
This song here is a song I wrote about my dad. He used to take me deer hunting back when I was, starting when I was 8 years old. And being from Ohio, was always snow on the ground. And he used to set me beneath a tree somewhere, and he would walk off, and he'd say, if you need me, I'll be at the end of these footprints right here. You just follow these footprints. And that's what this song's about. 5 a.m., me and Dad down the road again, snow-covered ground, deer season is in. I was 8 years old back then, learning how to survive from him. Daddy's little old man is gonna make him proud. The footprints he left behind were in case I ever lost my way. I could always find him at the end of the line. With trying to walk in his stride, my little shoe was step behind. Then the footprints he left behind. 5 a.m., the years gone by like the leaves in the wind, and Daddy's hair's gone gray, but he still leads the way. A hint of age in his step, a few more stops to catch his breath. I never went far from Daddy's side. The footprints he left behind were in case I ever lost my way. I could always find him at the end of the line. But trying to walk in his stride, my little shoe was step behind. And the footprints he left behind. But time goes by so fast, you never know which day will be your last. 5 a.m., Daddy's life is near the end. His hand in mine, I think back to the time we were sitting beneath 2 pines, something heavy weighing on my mind. Daddy, tell me why Jesus died. And he said, son, the footprints he left behind are in case we ever lose our way. You can always find him at the end of life. But try to walk any stride, there's gonna be times you fall behind. In the footprints he left behind. Thank you. My dad was a Kentucky man, by the way. Coal miner from Harlan County.
I'm gonna do a mama song. You gotta do a mama song. If you're a real country writer, you need to have a bunch of them, especially if you had a good mother like I had. This is called Mama's House. Well, I can go to Mama's house. She knows where I've been. I'd plan in those honky-tonks, living in sin. And I can go to Mama's house. It's not that I don't care. I can go to Mama's house, but you know who'll be there. Jesus lives at Mama's house. He hangs on every wall. Jesus lives at Mama's house, still nailed upon the cross. Jesus knows what Mama knows, and that's a cross I have to bear. I can go to Mama's house, 'cause you know who'll be there. Well, I used to live at Mama's house. Back then I got my daily bread. There was a time I couldn't sleep without a kiss and Mama's prayers. I need to go to Mama's house, so I miss the time we shared. But I can't go to Mama's house, 'cause you know who'll be there. Jesus lives at Mama's house. He hangs on every wall. Jesus lives at Mama's house, still nailed upon the cross. And Jesus knows what Mama knows, and that's a cross I have to bear. 'Cause I can't go to Mama's house, 'cause you know who'll be there. And I need to go to Mama's house, so I miss the love we share. But I can't go to Mama's house, 'cause you know who lives there. Jesus lives at Mama's house. He hangs on every wall. Thank you.
Yeah, buddy.
Let's pick it up a little bit.
Are we depressing you?
Make your own self cry. Ain't that Daryl?
Alrighty, this here's a song that I wasn't going to do tonight, but I got to break up the monotony. This song's about my grandpa used to raise pigs, and he's a Harlan County guy too. And I have an Uncle Levi who still lives here in Kentucky, and one day he was smoking wacky weed and dropped some of it in the pig pen, and it just started growing back every year, and then pigs would keep eating it. And we were just living high on the hog. My grandpa used to live off the land, and his dad taught him to be a hard-working man. He raised hogs and grew corn and lots of other things, but he was proudest of all of his fresh hams on Christmas Day. Every Christmas time I stayed at Grandpa's place with all my kin. One year Uncle Levi dropped some marijuana in the pig pen. Well, the chickens started pecking, but it only took a second, 'cause the pigs ate it up like pigs in hog heaven. I'll never forget that look on Levi's face as we were eating high on the hog. Everyone accusing everyone of spiking the eggnog. It gives a whole new meaning to smoked ham, living high on the hog with my family. Well, early one spring, germination took place in the pig pen. And come summertime, a funny weed started growing up along the fence. One day when Grandpa was mowing, he noticed that funny weed growing, and he said to himself, I'm gonna cut it down someday. When the time came around, not one weed could be found. It seemed those crazy pigs had done went to town and ate it to the ground. It beat all he'd ever seen. He never knew a hog would eat a weed. And me and Levi laugh every year as he cuts that ham, 'cause we're eating high on the hog. Everyone running through the house like scalded dogs. Well, we fry the bacon and we smoke the ham, living high on the hog with my family. Well, it didn't take long, things were out of hand. Grandpa's hams were in high demand. From New York City down to Birmingham, out to Hollywood, and all across the land. Everybody's eating high on the hog. Well, people can't wait to log on to read Grandpa's blog. Well, we fry that bacon and we smoke the ham, living high on the hog with my family. Well, my family. Well, high on the hog. Woo-hoo-hoo.
All right.
Don't y'all be trying that now. It's just a story.
Let's do one together. Y'all sitting out there, y'all need to sing a little bit. There's a chorus on this. It just na 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 na. Okay, y'all try it now. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. I think y'all can get louder than that. Na 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 na. Come on. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Well, Daddy's gone back to prison. Mama's on a hurricane train. Well, me, I'm stuck with a broke down truck. Yeah, cussing out at the rain. Lord, all I pray is for one damn day where life don't turn out wrong. Like a country song. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Well, brother got shot by a freak on crank. Sister passed out at his grave. Now she's went back to smoking crack. I guess life's turned her that way. Lord, all she prayed is for one damn day where life don't turn out wrong. Like a country song, na 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 na, na 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 na, na 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 na, na 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 na. Well, my wife left me with a trailer full of babies and a whiskey bottle full of air. But Lord, we're gonna make it, but what it's gonna take us is a whole lot of love from up there. From up there, like a country song. Na 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 na, na 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 na, na 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 na, na 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 na. Yeah, Daddy's gone back to prison, and Mama's on a hurricane train. Well, me, I'm stuck with a broke down truck, cursing out at the rain. Thank you.
Well, my sister just had a baby boy last night, and she's not a songwriter, but she wrote a song with me over Thanksgiving, and I'm going to do it in his honor tonight. It's not a real happy song, but they can't all be, right? Anyway, this is in old Ben's honor here. Heading down the road and I'm on my own again. This ain't the first time this old road's been my only friend. 5 cold bottles, riding shotgun and one in my hand. I don't know where I'm going, but I'm looking for the promised land. Sometimes when I'm down and lonely, feels like the world's crashed on me. I call on my faith, but even when it comes, it's never enough for me to find my own way. Don't know how much more I can take. I'm not saying I'm giving up, but I'm giving in. Another small town and another broken dream. I've got so many debts, I guess I'm never gonna be redeemed. With nothing in the barrel, but sometimes I wish there was. I keep thinking that it's gonna get better, but it never does. Sometimes when I'm down and lonely, feels like the world's crashed on me. I call on my faith, but even when it comes, it's never enough for me to find my own way. Don't know how much more I can take. Well, I'm not saying I'm giving up, but I'm giving in. Sometimes even the devil gets a break. I'm tired of making the same mistakes. This time I'm giving in. Oh, I'm giving in.
Mike Moore, yeah.
Thank you.
Gail, how are we looking on time? We got a lot of writers coming up here, great writers, and I don't want to take up their time. Where are we on time? Huh? How are we doing on time, Miss Jan? It's been 45 minutes? Okay. We'll do one more piece in. I've had the privilege of writing and working with a lot of writers up here in Kentucky, and man, there's some they're gonna be great songwriters that's just started, but I've heard some great songs already, and the way Nashville's got, I'm about ready to move it to Kentucky, I tell you. So
That's right.
But I'm 57 years old, and I done my first album last year, 56, and I ain't scared, you know. Kenny Chesney and Keith Urban is gonna have to deal with Stan Webb now, so.
You got some for sale, Stan, here?
Yeah, I got some in the back. There's 17 songs on it, and it's called Get a Little Country on You, so I'm gonna do it right now. You say that big city life has finally got you down. You feel like you're inside a cage just pacing round and round. Well, girl, get yourself a ticket and catch yourself a plane and touch on down on southern ground before you go insane. Come on, yeah, get a little country on you. Get your little hands in the dirt and we'll plant some beans and turnip greens and something for dessert. Come on, yeah, take you a dip at the waterfall. Rest your soul in the shade. And we'll pick guitars beneath the stars. Get high on lemonade. Come on, girl, get a little country on you. Get a little country now. Yeah, get a little country on you, girl, if you still remember how. Well, when you left our country town, you were green as you could be. And you had to know you broke my heart when you left Tennessee. Well, they say you set the world on fire, now you're caught up in the flames. Well, there's no grandiose down here, and that's why we got it made. Come on, girl, get a little country on you. Get your little hands in the dirt, and we'll plant some beans and turnip greens and something for dessert. Come on, yeah, take you a dip at the waterfall. Rest your soul in the shade. And we'll pick guitars beneath the stars. Get a high on lemonade. Come on, girl, get a little country on you. Get a little country now. Yeah, get a little country on you, girl, if you still remember how. Play it, Mark. These folks down here, they love you, girl, and they'll welcome you with glee. So touch on down on southern ground and love old country me. Come on, girl, get a little country on you. Get your little hands in the dirt and we'll plant some beans and turnip greens and something for dessert. Come on, yeah, take you a dip at the waterfall. Rest your soul in the shade. And we'll pick guitars beneath the stars. Get high on lemonade. Come on, girl, get a little country on you. Get a little country now. Yeah, get a little country on you, girl, if you still remember how. Yeah, get a little country on you, if you still remember how.
Want to end it there, Jannet? Is that good? Thank you all for having us tonight. It's been a privilege. Y'all take
Thank
care,
you.
Paducah.
Keep loving songwriters, because I sure do.
Okay, we're going to take a short break. Come over here and visit these lovely ladies and get yourself some cake and some pie and some coffee and some stuff. And it all goes to a good cause. That's how we keep bringing this kind of thing back, because it's not that $6 you paid at the door. It really doesn't go too far to make that happen for us.
The Clemens Fine Arts Center presents Backstage Pass Songwriters Night. West Kentucky songwriters Bob Cain, Joe Hansen, Laurie Whitnell, Jannet Miller, and Justin Hatcher will be joined by professional songwriters Stan Webb and Mike Moore. Stan Webb owns a SESAC Country Song of the Year award along with SESAC's Legacy Award. Backstage Pass on the campus of West Kentucky Community and Technical College. Visit artsandfocus.org.
All right, we have a great 2 more sets planned for you. And I want to introduce our writers that are up here with me now. And we have Foss Daniel. Where is Foss? That's what I thought. And Foss is from Alabama.
That's right, Fort Payne, Alabama.
All right. And then next to Foss, we have Nick Hall. I'm sorry, Nick is also
I
from...
get that a lot, too.
You get that a lot?
I also get called Rod. That's my older brother. I
Okay,
answer
well,
to
we
both.
got Rod Hill over here.
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry. We got Nick Hall up here with us tonight. Nick is also from Alabama. And then the young, beautiful blonde lady is Jannet Miller. Yay, Jannet. And I want to give a special thanks to Jannet, because Jannet and I have been working together for almost 2 years now to bring songwriters onto our campus and to get them the attention that they need. And by golly, I think we've gotten them some attention tonight. What do you think? And next to Jannet is Michael Wade. So thank you, Jannet, for all your hard work. Jannet was instrumental in organizing tonight and getting Stan and Mike down with us, as well as the Alabama boys. So take it away, folks.
Well, we want to welcome everyone tonight. We've got a big crowd, and I want to thank the Alabama guys. I met them in Nashville at an NSAI workshop. I'm an NSAI coordinator. We have 2 workshops. We have one here at West Kentucky Tech. We alternate in Murray. Our next one is April 8th here with John Jarvis. And I'd like to thank Stan. Stan is our pro songwriter sponsor for our NSAI group. He has helped us tremendously. I've been writing with Stan for about 3.5 years now, and we've written some songs, and I'll do one tonight we've done. I want to thank all my writers that's going to follow. They're wonderful. But I want to thank Michael. Michael is my co-writer and guitar guy, and he keeps me in line, and everybody else in our group. I also want to thank Gail Robinson Butler. I would not be here tonight without Gail Robinson Butler and Stan Webb. 3.5 years ago, I was in her office, and I said, we want to bring some writers in, but I don't want to play or sing. She said, sing one of your songs. I said, no. She said, sing one of your songs. She said, you're on the stage. I said, oh, man. So she believed in me before I believed in me. And she has helped our writers so much. She provides these opportunities, which, you know, you can see things like this in Nashville, but not in our area. So I want you to give her a hand. We love her. I've been watching ships sail out to sea. Everybody's going somewhere but me. And I've been living everybody's dream,
my mother, I was a young bride, 17. That big open road ahead calling me. I've been everything I'm supposed to be, but me. I'm gonna fly. I can't let these dreams inside me die. I'm gonna laugh out loud, love everybody that I see. Oh, I leave this world, I'm gonna be me. I've been told things happen in their own time. Well, I got my education standing at the back of the line. Something told me to hang on to my dreams. I've been everything I'm supposed to be, but me. I'm gonna fly. I can't let these dreams inside of me die. I'm gonna laugh out loud, love everybody that I see. Before I leave this world, I'm gonna be me. Yeah, before I leave this world, Lord, let me be. Lord, let me be. Let me be me.
I love that song. That's a good song. Well, I'm starved to death. I'm having to sit here and watch a bunch of people eat cake. My wife's got me doing Weight Watchers. I could eat this guitar right now. But I can't because I don't know how many points it is. So, anyway.
Nick said it's not fair for us to come on after Stan and Mike.
Yeah, usually the big shots close the show, and now the little shots have to follow the big shots. That puts the pressure on. Yeah, okay, that's good. I'm going to do a song. I wrote this song. I'm going to dedicate this song to my wife. It's not biographical. It's kind of the opposite of biographical. I met my wife in the Smoky Mountains on my 18th birthday. Met her on my 18th birthday. And the day I turned 39 years old, I was sitting there and I was thinking, you hear a lot of stories about summertime romances. You know, you meet somebody on vacation, then you go home and lose touch and you forget about them and you go on. And I got to thinking, what if that had happened? And I just had this sense of profound sadness come over me. And I got to thinking, you know, as songwriters do, I'm going to write a song about that. About a guy who didn't hang on. So anyway, this is it, and it's called Like It Was Only Yesterday. And y'all bear with me because 3 days ago I couldn't talk at all, so this portion of the show has been brought to you by Chloroseptic Throat Spray. He turned 39 on Sunday, and then on Monday he walked into the same old 9 to 5. He word all those tired cliches that you hear on birthdays, like just be happy that you're still alive. But this ain't what he once called living. Just a few short years ago, he's just taken what life's given. But money just can't buy what he let go. So he walked off his 9 to 5 today, set out in search of yesterday. And the dreams he left behind, he might find them on the coast, or maybe down in Mexico. He still remembers where they slipped away, like it was only yesterday. When he was a younger man, barefoot in that California sand, he met a girl with jet black hair and dark brown eyes. Spent the summer down in Cabo. That's been 20 years ago. He still remembers how her stare could hypnotize, but he left her by the ocean, and time refused to ease the pain. Now with a heart full of emotion, he's standing with his thumb out in the rain. 'Cause he walked off his 9 to 5 today, set out in search of yesterday. And the girl he left behind, he might find her on the coast, or maybe down in Mexico. He still remembers where he walked away, like it was only yesterday. She walks through his dreams every now and then, reminding him of how it was and how it might have been. She takes him back into another time and place, but it's a memory he can't seem to erase. So he walked off his 9 to 5 today, set out in search of yesterday. And the love he left behind, he might find her on the coast, or maybe down in Mexico. He still remembers where he walked away, like it was only yesterday. Only yesterday, like it was only yesterday. That's good enough. Good. Thank you.
Awesome.
Is this guitar too loud?
Foster's the quiet one. You'll learn that. We wrote, how many songs did we write in Nashville? 4?
I don't know.
I know we wrote.
They wrote one that got me crying. We wrote one. Foster's a lineman, and my husband's a lineman, and we wrote one, Joe's Working Late Again. We got halfway through, and I cried so hard we had to stop. So we'll finish it one of these days.
We're doing some kind of, we got a few hard rocking type songs, but we're doing some kind of laid back stuff tonight. And do one for you called I Need a Little Work. Strolled down the sidewalk just the other day. Saw my hometown church front doors open wide. Kept on walking, something drew me back. Turned around, I stepped right inside. I saw a man there on his knees, with his head bowed down to Jesus, and his hands, they were lifted up in prayer. I just sat there on the back row, listened to him pray. I don't guess he ever knew that I was there. He said, I need a little work, Lord. If you could send some down the way. It ain't for me, Lord. It's just my family. They could use some things, and I got bills to pay. I ain't done too good at living. I got sins I need forgiving. Lord, I guess that's all I got to say. I just need a little work, Lord. Maybe then I'll be okay. Slipped out the back door, made my way down the street, and that young man's words kept running through my mind. Got me to thinking about what really means the most, how I'd wasted so much precious time. And I ain't been on my knees in such a long time. And Lord, you know I ain't much of a hand at prayer. I ain't had a talk with you in quite a while now, but I always knew that you were there. Yeah, I need a little work, Lord, to help me change my ways. And it's me, Lord. It ain't my family that should pay for my mistakes. I ain't done too good at living. I got sins I need forgiving. Lord, I guess that's all I got to say. I just need a little work, Lord. Maybe then I'll be okay. Strolled down the sidewalk just the other day. Saw my hometown church front door swung open wide.
Woo!
Okay, Janet, rock it back out now. I've known
Hey, can you
Janet.
unplug Michael? Turn him down. He's going to change.
I've known Janet. How long have we known each other now?
Oh, I don't know, but I was sitting there that day. We were in a publisher meeting, and there was 25 people. This is the truth. Faust was on one side, I was on the other, and he pitched a song. He kept his head down, and it was, She's Got the Right Stuff. Well, when the song came on, he still kept his head down, and the guy's eyes got this big, and everybody, and I was looking around. It was unbelievable. He took the song. So it got to me, I thought I was next. He's not going to take my song. He's not going to take it. Stan and I wrote a song called Texas Couldn't Hold Him. He took my song. And we went downstairs, and I think he didn't take very many out of that group. And that's when I met these guys. They said, what a song. I said, man, your song's great too. And I said, what do you do? And Foss said, I'm a lineman. I said, I'm married to a lineman. I said, we can write a lineman song. So we got together, and here come Nick running in there. He said, "Oh man, I wish I'd been there." But it was exciting to be in that room, and just if you're ever there, and it's scary too, and you hear all these songs for a major publisher to say, "I want that song," and these guys got songs going all over Nashville, and I'm just proud they brought their families up here and was part of tonight.
Well,
so.
the original point I was going to make was I've known Jannet for about a year now, and I'm still trying to decide whether she likes to talk or sing more.
Oh, push. Wait till the night. Hey, my husband had to work tonight, but listen, I will embarrass you before the night's over.
Wait till she starts dancing.
Well, I'm going to do that too. Now, this song is very hard to play. I didn't know what I was going to do here tonight. 2.5 weeks ago, there's a story behind this. I went to Nashville, went to write with Stan, got to his house, and Viola's sitting at the kitchen table, and Stan started playing these sad songs. He plays songs, you know, we kind of play and talk before we write. Well, I start crying. And Viola said, "Stan, well, quit playing Jannet them sad songs." I said, "I'm done. I can't write. So we went to the big kitchen table, and we were looking out, and I said, "Stan, I can't write. I am drained." That did me. And I said, "Maybe we shouldn't write." I said, "You know, I can't keep coming to Nashville and leaving my husband at home." I said, "If I only knew what he thought, I wouldn't do this." I said, "If I only knew probably what he thought." And he said, "Well, don't you think I've worried about Viola leaving her at home and doing this?" He said, "We got a song, if she only knew." And I said, "Let's write it." But we wrote this song, and I cried all the way home. We gave it to my husband. I did for our 38th wedding anniversary last Friday. Brought him to tears. But the thing about it, 12 hours after we wrote the song, 12 hours, a girl went into the studio and recorded to put on her album. So bear with me. It's a hard... This is the first time I've done it out. Okay, Michael, I will. Michael stays on me all the time. She loaded up her car, a new amp and an old guitar. Tonight she's playing out one of those Nashville bars. They kiss goodbye. They ask if she'd be alright. He just up and lied. So baby, go out, knock on dead. If she only knew, she'd just fall apart. She'd stay home with him tonight and get her head out of those scars. She's got a dream, and he prays it's gonna come true. Well, heaven only knows what he'd do if she knew. Lord, it's been a while since he knelt and prayed, and he knows walking those floors tonight ain't gonna keep her safe. If he could talk to her, he knows he'd change her mind. They both know part of her just die inside. 'Cause if she knew, she'd just fall apart. She'd stay home with him tonight
he prays it's gonna come true. Heaven only knows what he'd do if she knew. That she's got a dream and he's trying to live it too. If she only knew. If she only knew.
Here's a song that's had 3 titles. First, it was Quiet Man. And we wrote this song about, it's sort of a collective story about both of us as grandfather. Foster had the idea for the song, and I came in. We write once a week, like clockwork. And I came in, he had the idea for this song, and I said, that reminds me of my great-grandfather. I don't even remember what his voice sounded like. I can remember all my relatives that's passed on. I can hear their voices, but he talked so little. But he said a lot with the life he lived, and he was a farmer. And so we wrote this song, and it was called Quiet Man. Publisher didn't like that, so we just changed it to Simple Man. Well, there's already a couple of Simple Mans out there, so then we changed it to Modern Ways. So this is a song called Modern Ways.
Maybe we got a buzz somewhere.
Yeah, we got a...
I don't know what it was from.
Probably... I think it's when I touch that button right there.
Don't touch it.
I won't. I'll wait till you're singing, and then I'll just start.
I think you was doing it while I was
I
singing.
think I did. I didn't know. I might have a short.
You just get
somewhere.
ready. The next one, you're in trouble.
Okay. All right.
Let rip.
Now we're in C on this.
2C.
I'm in 2C. Okay. That's my grandpa's farm, dirt road on the right. That's where he lived, and that's where he died. He only took from the land what he had to get by. And if he thought he'd done you wrong before the sun was gone, he'd make it right. He was a simple man. He didn't really understand all about them modern ways. But he knew about a farmer's tan, knew about dirt on his hands, knew that if the rain held back, the crop stood a good chance of going bad. He was a simple man. He didn't really understand all about them modern ways. Well, he married Grandma, and then he went to war. Her prayers brought him back. 9 months later, my daddy was born. She stood by her side through the blood, sweat, and tears. And he told her that he loved her every single day for 63 years. He was a simple man. He didn't really understand all about them modern ways. But he knew about a love that's strong. He was going on and on. The kind of love that don't give up when things go wrong. He was a simple man. He didn't really understand all about them modern ways. A wore-out Bible and an old straw hat. We'd be better off if we lived like that. He wore overalls till the day he died, and we finally got him in a suit and tie. He was a simple man. Didn't really understand all about them modern ways. Yeah, simple man. He didn't really understand all about them modern ways. That song was fraught with trouble. I didn't do that. That wasn't me. Okay. We've got the exact same kind of guitar, so maybe.
I don't know what that's popping. Here's a song we wrote the other day. A few days, it hadn't been long, but it's called Plenty More to Go. Past the funeral home today, the sign was empty. Seems there's always someone's name up there I know. Thought about the days and how too many I had lived like there would always be one more. Then I busted right out with a laugh, 'cause I knew someone got a second chance. Say the words, I love you, one more time. I'm breathing air on a brand new day. The good Lord sent one down my way. Haven't taken time to thank Him yet. I took for granted way too many times. I know that ain't the way to live my life. There's one thing you can bet. When I hit my knees tonight, I'm gonna let the good Lord know I won't live another day like there were plenty more to go. Plenty more to go. I pulled my car over on the shoulder. I phoned my boss, said I won't be in today. Then I called my wife and I told her, tell the kids Daddy's coming home to play. Then she busted right out with a laugh, just about the time I took the chance to say the words, I love you, one more time. I'm breathing air on a brand new day. The good Lord sent one down my way, and I haven't taken time to thank Him yet. I took for granted way too many times. I know that ain't the way to live my life, but there's one thing that you can bet. When I hit my knees tonight, I'm gonna let the good Lord know I won't live another day like there were plenty more to go. Plenty more to go.
All right, here's where you get embarrassed.
People in the first row might want to back up just a little bit. This could get dangerous.
Here's the deal. Michael has to play this. What happened with this song? I wrote this. They're filming this. I better watch what I say.
You better watch how
Fix
you
me.
dance,
Yeah.
too.
Well, I'm going to dance. Fix it. Get over here and fix it. Do something. Earn your money. All right. Okay, here's what's happened with this song. Michael said, you've got to do it. I'll tell you. I wrote this with a girl in Nashville. She'd been there 21 years. Most unbelievable songwriter you've ever seen. Well, we wrote this song. It took us 3 days on the phone. And we got this song out there. We got it demoed. And Broken Bow Records took it. They pitched it to Jason Aldean. And we're kind of waiting. So everything in this song she did, I did not do. But it's a very rocking song. And I have to get my mojo going.
Jason Aldean already turned down my songs.
Huh?
So, anyway, yeah.
Well, he might turn this one down, but we've
He's
got
picky.
Chad Mullins over here out. He's going to go to National and record it. We're all going to be rich. Anyway, it's called 5 foot and 2/5 tall. Bear with me because I have to move and get my breath. This is when you leave the stage, you're getting embarrassed. All right, Michael. Down in the pine woods, Nacogdoches, he met a girl there, she was plumb ferocious. Breaks up the boys when they get reckless, just like a movie in a book about Wild West. Jumps on the bar, kick it non-stop, knocks them out in her little red crop top. She's 5 foot 2/5 tall. Everybody out now, people, it's last call. 2 a.m., clock on the wall, closing time, y'all know that's all. She's so big, be so small. Girls 5 foot 2/5 tall, yeah. Grabs hands full of quarters for the jukebox. Plays honky-tonk music, make the whole place rock. Her name is Jessie, kin to the James gang. Ain't no theory that woman packs a big bang. Stole his heart from the first sight, makes him one hell of a man every night. She's 5 foot 2/5 tall. Everybody out now, people, it's last call. 2 a.m., clock on the wall, closing time, y'all know that's all. She's so big, be so small. Girls 5 foot 2/5 tall, yeah. Don't need to back her up, she's a do-it-yourself kind of girl. Way stronger than 2 bottles of Crown Royal. She's 5 foot 2/5 tall. Everybody out now, people, it's last call. 2 a.m., clock on the wall, closing time, y'all know that's all. She's so big, be so small. Girls 5 foot 2/5 tall, yeah. You can leave the stage now.
Yeah. There's nothing left for us to do here.
I didn't show out bad.
Well, my day job, I am a ag teacher, FFA advisor, so I'm going to sing another farm song. Well, not really a farm song. Family Land. A song called Family Land we wrote. I think it's in C too, right? It's A3. There's a big oak tree in my front yard. You don't have to look very far to find a shade in the heat of the day. When I walk the land my daddy did, and think back when I was a kid, how the world's changed, and it's crying shame. There ain't too many places left where a man can go to get away from the noise with his dog and a fishing pole. So I'm hanging on as long as I can to my little piece of family land where my roots run deep, lay me down to sleep, and pray the good Lord will let me keep this heaven on earth my grandpa found. 'Cause someday I'm gonna pass it down when they lay me underneath a little piece of this family land. I got a son of my own, and he's quite a little man, and I'm doing the best I can to bring him up to know about the things that mean the most. Like 5 generations on the very front row of that little white church where I still go, my family gave the land, built a church with their own hands. Sometimes on a Sunday morning when the sky is clear, if you look real hard, I swear, you can see the promised land from here. So I'm hanging on as long as I can to my little piece of family land where my roots run deep, lay me down to sleep. Pray the good Lord will let me keep this heaven on earth my grandpa found. 'Cause someday I want to pass it down when they lay me underneath a little piece of this family land. My daddy said, son, don't you ever forget where you came from, and do your best to pass on everything I've left and then some. So I'm hanging on as long as I can to my little piece of family land where my roots run deep, lay me down to sleep. Pray the good Lord will let me keep this heaven on earth my grandpa found. 'Cause someday I'm gonna pass it down when they lay me underneath a little piece of this family land. Family land. Thank you.
I'm gonna try to get through another brand new one that's still got wet
This
ink.
is still warm. It's just right out of the oven.
It actually is new. I barely do know it, but I'm gonna try to do it for you. It's called "A Lot of Me and Him." I could always see myself right there in his eyes every time he'd reach for something just to see if he'd get by. When his mama told him no, he just look at me and grin, knowing all the time the trouble he'd get in. Yeah, I knew there'd come a day, even then, I was gonna see a lot of me and him. Like the death took my daddy's car, and I drove it way too fast. I told that second lie was just to cover up the last. Never did fool him, he knew all along. He'd say, son, slow it down, one day you won't make it home. Now I know just what my daddy meant. Every time he say, I can see a lot of me in him. Sometimes all that you can do is do the best you can, hope and pray they make it through, grow up to be a man. I guess Daddy and the good Lord must have helped to get me by. Times I wonder how I made it out alive. I think of my little man, and then I hope I never get to see a lot of me and him. Like the day I told my daddy he was wrong and I was right, and I'd be giving in when we see who wins the fight. I never did fool him. He knew all along I was gonna have to run to find my way back home. And every time that I'd come dragging in, he'd always say, I can see a lot of me in him. What makes a man waste half his days? Foolish pride, I guess. Well, I'm trying to do right by the ones that I've got left, hoping that someday the good Lord might look down and say, let him in. He ain't perfect, but I can see a lot of me in him. He ain't perfect, but I can see a lot of me in him.
That's phenomenal. That's phenomenal.
Okay, you guys, we're going to take a break, I guess, a little break, and then we've got our West Kentucky Songwriters coming up, and they're wonderful, so stick around. They are great, and you're still going to be entertained. Get some desserts, and thank you for coming out. Are everybody having a good time? All right.
The Clemens Fine Arts Center presents Backstage Pass Songwriters Night. West Kentucky songwriters Bob Cain, Joe Hansen, Laurie Whitnell, Jannet Miller, and Justin Hatcher will be joined by professional songwriters Stan Webb and Mike Moore. Stan Webb owns a SESAC Country Song of the Year award along with SESAC's Legacy Award. Backstage Pass on the campus of West Kentucky Community and Technical College. Visit artsandfocus.org.
You know, it takes a lot to write a song, first of all, but it takes even more to get up here and put yourself right out there with a song you wrote. It's a lot harder to do a song you wrote than it is to do a cover. Now, I speak as a singer there, because when you wrote it, it's you. And it's about you, and it's about your life, and it's about your experience. So I really appreciate, again, you guys coming out and supporting these guys. We have 4 more great writers. And, you know, I refer to the West Kentucky Songwriters a lot as my songwriters. I don't know when they became mine, maybe that day that Jannet was sitting in my office and all that. But it's really okay, I think, that they're my songwriters. So I want you to welcome 4 more of our songwriters to the stage. We have Laurie Whitnell, Justin Hatcher. Justin has band, Sidewinder, isn't it? Yes, it is. Yeah, see, I can read really good. And then we have Bob Cain. Bob is on the end. I've skipped.
And last button.
And Joe Hansen. And then they may have a special surprise for you when they all get done. I think they're going to bring somebody back up, maybe. Maybe. Okay, I got to give Laurie her microphone. Let's welcome these 4 great songwriters to the stage.
Let's kick off this set with an invitation. Why don't you take off your shoes, make yourself at home? Why don't you take off your shoes, make yourself at home? Shake off those vagabond blues and just make yourself at home. Been out wandering around this wilderness, strangest thing I ever did see. I went out wandering around the wilderness, was the strangest thing I ever did see. Well, now that bush was burning but wasn't burning down, started talking right out loud to me. Here's what it said: why don't you take off your shoes, make yourself at home? Why don't you take off your shoes, make yourself at home? Shake off those vagabond blues and just make yourself at home. A little later in the story, we all went walking across the Jordan, stepped up on the promised land. We all went walking across the Jordan, right up on the promised land. It was a holy land. We got a message from the Lord, from an angel with a sword held in his hand. Oh, why don't you take off your shoes, make yourself at home? Why don't you take off your shoes, make yourself at home? I shake off those vagabond blues and make yourself at home. Yeah, then we all went up together. We gathered in an upstairs room. Oh yes, we all went up together and we gathered in that upstairs room. He said, you know, I called you all to serve, so now let me demonstrate it to you. Here's what you got to do. Come on and take off your shoes, make yourself at home. Right here with me now. Come on and take off your shoes, make yourself at home. Let me wash you clean, take off those vagabond blues and make yourself at home. Take it, band. know the day will soon be coming when it will all be said and done. I know that day is one day coming when it will all be said and done. Now how I long to see his face and hear him say, well done, my good and faithful one. Now why don't you take off your shoes, make yourself at home. Here in your eternal home, oh, why don't you take off your shoes, make yourself at home. Or shake off those vagabond blues and just make yourself at home.
Okay, here's a riddle.
Playing a little guitar tag.
My brother Greg, by the way, is down from Cincinnati area to play along. Here's the riddle, though. What do I do for a living? We've heard some spiritual songs, and there's a big crowd here, and I think we should take up an offering.
It's a clue.
It's a clue. It's a clue. I've got to do a children's moment in the morning at church, and this would be a question that I might start a children's moment with. I might say something like, what are people who don't tell the truth? And the kids might say, liars, but not necessarily. And that's what this song is sort of about. Everybody else does. I could say today we'll have some weather, and if you ask me why, I'll tell you just because. fill my eyes when you speak her name, I'll tell you it's 'cause I'm crying. I wouldn't be lying to say that I miss her. I wouldn't be lying to say the feeling's still strong. I wouldn't be lying to say I still love her when I told you she loved me. I wasn't lying, I was wrong. Say that I've been tired and blame it on my lack of sleeping. You could ask me why I ain't been sleeping. I'll blame it on the hours I've been keeping. And I wouldn't be lying. But if you ask me why tears fill my eyes when you speak her name, I'll tell you it's 'cause I'm crying. I wouldn't be lying to say that I miss her. I wouldn't be lying to say the feeling's still strong. I wouldn't be lying to say I still love her back when I told you she loved me. I wasn't lying, I was wrong.
All right, I got a question for the ladies in the house. Everybody listening? The old adage, men are dogs. Do you believe it? Yeah. We got a definite yes in the back. Maybe some of us men believe the same thing about you. Not you. I wasn't directing that to you.
Let's right at me.
I know. You were just there. Exactly. This song is about that scenario, so it's pretty self-explanatory. She's just a little bit on the honky-tonk side. She don't need a man to keep her satisfied. And she don't mind running around. She likes to get out and tear up the town. I'm just one more notch under her belt, just one more man who didn't pass the test, just one more fool she left in a wreck. But a woman like that, it's hard to forget. When she goes out, she's got her high heels on and her pants so tight you think they're painted on. She looks so good and must be wrong for a woman like that to have a heart of stone. I'm just one more notch under
forget. And a woman like that, it's hard to forget. And a woman like that, it's hard to forget. Thank you, thank you.
Where can I get me a guitar that plays like that? That's
Music Zone in Lone Oak. It comes equipped with all the licks.
I wish I'd known that.
Got to be a smart shopper these days.
Yes.
go, Laurie.
I think I ought to plug in first. Something Gail said struck home with me, that your songs, they're part of you. Some of the songs I'm going to sing tonight aren't necessarily about me. I'm just going to make that statement before I begin. But not this one necessarily, but we'll get to that. Can't feel the rain falling down all around me. I barely see these people walking by. I should turn around and leave this old station, 'cause there's another train rolling in at night. The rhythm of the rails feels like a heartbeat, and I keep praying that you're coming back, 'cause I can't stand out in the rain forever, like a crazy fool staring down the track, 'cause my heart is halfway to Georgia, and I don't think it had a fighting chance. My heart is halfway to Georgia, and I'm afraid it's never coming back. There's a hole in my chest the size of Texas, and I don't have the heart to turn and leave, 'cause you might change your mind and come home to me. Every time I hear a train, I can barely breathe, 'cause my heart is halfway to Georgia, and I don't think it had a fighting chance. My heart is halfway to Georgia, and I'm afraid it's never coming back. My heart is halfway to Georgia, and I'm afraid it's never coming back. Yeah, I'm afraid it's never coming back. Thank you. Michael, I love your Taylor. It's so much better than my guitar. But unfortunately, I'm going to have to switch. So bear with me.
There's a lot of people we could thank tonight, and people who never get thanked are the tech crew people. They only get noticed when they mess up or something goes wrong. But and if I keep saying things like that, all right, come on. How about a hand for our tech crew in the back? They're doing a great job. I've got one of those, what do you call it? Wife. She's over here. And our daughter is with us tonight as well. And our son is at home because he doesn't like any of my songs. It's a college student. What can you do, you know? Now he had some work to do. And the story I'm going to tell, my wife gave me permission to tell you about it, meeting a lady and writing a song about a lady named Karen Ruth James. And I discovered that her name, Karen, means pure, and Ruth means compassion. So that became part of the lyric. And what I'm not able to do is really express, even with word and song, what a person comes to mean to you. And what I can't explain, any reason why, is why she married me. It's a good thing for me that she knows what it means to be free. It's a good thing for me to see such an example of what commitment can be. Such a pure compassion she has shown. Such a love for life I could never have known. No, 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 if it weren't for him being here for me. It's a good thing. And it's a good thing for me that we can say we're not where we were. It's a good thing for me to be able to see now just what I have in her. Such a true companion, faithful friend. How can I explain it? I can't even begin. So I say, mercy, she's a good woman. Mercy, she's a good woman. Mercy, she's a good woman. And loving her, it's a good thing. It's a good thing for me that she can see some good in me too. It's a good thing that we can agree on just how much we need for this love to be true. All that I can see as I look to her is a love for life I could never have deserved. So I say, mercy, she's a good woman. Mercy, she's a good woman. Mercy, she's a good woman. Loving her, it's a good thing. It's a good thing to wake up every day and be able to say it's gonna be alright. Never knowing we can work it together no matter whatever, 'cause it just keeps getting better and better and better and better and better and better and better. We're crying out loud, mercy. I say mercy, oh, mercy, she's a good ain't hurt, it's a good thing. It's a good thing, yeah. Got to hold on to a good thing.
I think one of the saddest emotions that's described in Scripture is a depression, which is described all throughout Scripture, by the way, different kinds of depression. But when you are so sad that you can't listen to your music or play your music, that's sad. I was just talking with some friends about what would it be like if music were not in your life. And God's people were being held captive, and they were being taunted by the people who were holding them captive. And during that time, they were so despondent that they couldn't play their music. And this is a song that comes from that psalm, Psalm 137. Of Babylon we wept, exiles all were we, musicless I listened to my captors cry for songs of joy from me, of Zion's joy from me. But Lord, how could we sing, exiles in that land, remembering my highest joy, Jerusalem and me, a bitter man. I was an exiled bitter man. But oh, I do remember you, Jerusalem. How sweet it was to hear our people sing. By the rivers of Babylon we wept, exiles all were we, musicless I listened to my captors cry for songs of joy from me, of Zion's joy from me. But oh, I do remember you, Jerusalem. Remember how sweet it was to hear our people sing. I remember you. The Lord says I remember. I do. I remember you. Thanks a lot.
Keeping with that theme, last year wasn't a very good year for me or my wife. Her best friend since childhood lost her battle with cancer last year. So that was utterly depressing for quite a few people. I couldn't help but put myself in her husband's situation. She was in her mid-20s, and it was Hodgkin's lymphoma. And she left behind 2 little twin girls, and they're just cute as they can be. I couldn't help but try and put myself in his shoes, and this is kind of what came out. So. I remember the first time I saw you. I was amazed by that look in your eyes. Yet here I sit all alone and barely breathing. And hey, the good times so much harder to find. I remember when you said I love you. Well, it must be a favorite of mine, 'cause I'm reminded every time I see your picture. And hey, the good times so much harder to find. I still know the day that you left me. Well, forever live in my mind. I just want you to know I still miss you. And hey, the good times are so much harder to find. When I look in our children's faces, they remind me of how time does fly. And they remind me of the angel that had to leave me. And hey, the good times so much harder. I still know the day that you left me. Will forever live in my mind. I just want you to know I still miss you. And hey, the good times so much harder to find. I just want you to know I still love you. And hey, the good times so much harder to find. Thank you.
Great job. Playing somebody else's guitar is kind of like driving a different car, so bear with me on this. Is it okay? Thanks, Mike.
Melissa and Bobby were high school sweethearts, dated in college too. Got engaged in October, bought a fixer-upper, then they got married in June. On the day they said their vows, with loved ones all around, Melissa's tears came falling down in a little white church in the middle of town. All of her dreams and Bobby's too were really coming true. There wasn't a dry, 'cause everyone was crying Melissa's tears. Melissa and Bobby went to church every Sunday. Bobby had never been saved, but his wife had been praying since the day that she met him. He wouldn't wait too late. On the day he made his way to the front of the church to pray, Melissa's tears came falling down in a little white church in the middle of town. All of her prayers and Bobby's too were really coming true. There wasn't a dry, 'cause everyone was crying Melissa's tears. And the years passed and babies were born. Life was good, they couldn't ask for more. Those babies grew up and had kids of their own. Then one day the Lord called Bobby home. Melissa's tears came falling down in a little white church in the middle of town. Memories of Bobby will carry her through, and how he said, "I'll wait for you." There wasn't a dry, 'cause everyone was crying. There wasn't a dry, 'cause everyone was crying. Oh, everyone was crying Melissa's tears. Melissa and Bobby were high school sweethearts. Thank you.
Well, ouch. Why'd you do that to me?
You did it to me first.
Okay. Yeah, do you ever wonder why songwriters write sad songs so easily? How they just kind of... I think that something in the music process gets us tapped into something deep. And when we get tapped into the deep, we recognize something in there's not right. Something in there's broken. And it hurts. And we need to get it out. And music helps us do that. And songwriting is just a great privilege to be able to release what's going on inside you. I think, I don't know, was it Augustine maybe? Somebody way back there said, he who sings prays twice. And I think that's just powerful. Something that needs to be let out so that it can be dealt with and so that we can get things back right. There's been a lot done to make that possible. But in the recognizing of it, what we also recognize is that we can't handle that ourselves and we need some help. And sometimes just turning to somebody close to you can help you get a handle on what you need to start getting turned around right. I'm going to give you some audience participation opportunity. You just got to know a couple of words. Sometimes, you sing it. Sometimes. Shoulder. Now see, that doesn't make any sense. It's not a sentence or anything, but it's called background vocals. You just sing part of the words. Sometimes. Shoulder. Then the next time it's sometimes. You know this part. Lifeline. Oh, you're so ready. Do we have a mic on them? Are we recording this? They're awesome. You guys are great. I'll hit a verse for you first. When we get to the chorus, you'll recognize where you come in. I heard the rumbling of the thunder, but I kept on playing in the rain. Not really ever one to wonder what I might risk if I remained. But when the lightning struck, it knocked me down, and I saw it all in a different light. Now I'm glad to share what I have found, the best thing I've ever known, that I'm not alone, and I know that sometimes I need a shoulder strong enough to carry me over, and sometimes I need a lifeline, oh, to reach to me and bring me back in, and I know that sometimes I must admit it's hard to say it, although I know it to be true. And any way I can delay it is what I tend to try to do. But in those moments of my greatest need, oh, why would I try to bear all the weight when there is someone who would intercede and walk down my road to lighten my load? And I know that sometimes I need a shoulder strong enough to carry me over, and sometimes I need a lifeline, oh, to reach to me and bring me back in, and I know that sometimes I tried for long enough to take it in stride, saying I'd make it my own way, but I wasn't strong enough to face my own pride till I was willing to say that sometimes I need a shoulder strong enough to carry me over, and sometimes I need a lifeline to reach to me and bring me back in, and I know that sometimes I need a shoulder, oh, will you to be there to carry me over, and sometimes I need a lifeline to reach to me, bring me back in, and I know that sometimes Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for being a part of this with us. They're going to sing another one each. I'm going to go sit with my wife and my daughter, and Greg's going to come back up and play some more. And just thank you for still being here. My goodness, most of your friends know that it's already they've changed their clocks, and it's 5 after 11 now. And you still have to get up and go to church in the morning. Right? Right? Right?
Am I
Amen? Thank you again.
This has been wonderful. Was that a great song or what? Sometimes. That's one of the best songs I've heard in a long, long time. And Bob's one of the best songwriters. I think he's awesome. And we've known each other for 30 years, and I never have liked you. It's like very embarrassing. I just want to say thanks to Gail and to Jannet who put this together, and I look around and I see Sean and Tamara and different songwriters from our group who I'll be out there sitting where you are when it's your turn to do this, which is very cool. So thanks so much to all of you for being out here to support us. This is, if you ever thought you couldn't read the Bible and then write a cheating song, you were wrong. And this is a cheating song from the book of Hosea. It might not sound like a Bible story, but trust me, go home and read it if you want to. I remember old Leroy. He thought he'd stolen you away. Took you for a spin in that old gray Dodge of his. Just how far you went, I can't say. I remember the aching, the feeling that I'd lost my heart somehow. Let me say again, that was way back when. Honey, only say you love me now. There was that army guy named Donnie. He convinced you that you needed some space. Then he took you out a couple 100 miles from town, but I never really understood which base. I remember the aching, the feeling that I'd lost my heart somehow. Baby, we both know that was a month ago. Honey, only say you love me now. They say that only a fool would put up with an unfaithful lover. But I pray one day you'll discover that I will always love you. That's why I stay. I guess you know I saw Brad kiss you. Well, now I need to tell you how I felt. You mean more to me than some fleeting feel-good thing, and I think Brad just wants notches on his belt. I remember the aching, the feeling that I lost my heart somehow. Baby, what can I say? That was yesterday. Honey, only say you love me now. Baby, what can I say? That was yesterday. Honey, only say you love me now. Love me now. Love me now. Only say you love me now.
This song is When I Learned Not to Party on a School Night. I didn't do it in high school because I didn't do anything in high school. All I did was play guitar in high school. When I got in the workforce, though, you know, working for a living every day, I decided one night on a Wednesday we'd all go to the country castle. Yeah, everybody's been there. And we tied one on pretty good. My work environment's about 120 degrees. That is not the place to be hungover. But it came out with a pretty good song, and apparently a lot of people have been there too, because they requested a lot on the Outlaw Hours. So, any further ado. And also, if you want to follow a white Lincoln Town Car whenever I leave, I'm going back to the castle because I don't have to work tomorrow. But here's a little song called Drunk at the Castle Again. There's a little place on the outskirts of this town where rednecks go to drink and party down. They're my kind of people, you see. It's like a second home to me. At my country castle is where they'll bury me. Every time I'm there, Lord, I can't just turn it down. They got frosty mugs and the best cold draft in town. If you want to start the night out right, we'll just order you a pitcher or 5 and hope that the law ain't waiting for you outside. All right. And let's get drunk at the castle again. Yeah, well, my old waitress, she's my new best friend. Just keep the glasses cold and let the amber flow so I can get drunk at the castle again. Now I bet you've got your local hangouts too. Yeah, but mine can kick yours. You can fill in the blank if you wanted to. Yeah, we're a rough and rowdy crowd, but we like to get real loud. If you don't believe me, just stop by when you're passing through. Come on, and let's get drunk at the castle again. Yeah, well, my old waitress, she's my new best friend. And just keep the glasses cold and let the amber flow so I can get drunk at the castle again. Let's get drunk at the castle again. Let's get drunk at the castle again. Like I said, after the show, just follow me and we'll tie one on.
Good job. You remember before I said sometimes you write songs that aren't about you? Well, sometimes songs have a way of going a direction that you didn't set out to put them in, but they have a mind of their own, and this is one of those.
A scarlet shawl across my shoulders. I step into the night. High heels tapping on the pavement. It's another hard-working girl's neon kind of night. Step on a crack, girl, you'll break your mama's back. Oh, why don't you turn around? Broke my mama's heart a long time ago. Now it's too late to go home. Came to this town to live my dreams, but this life's been living me. This life's been living me. Pour myself another strong one before I hit the road. Take one last drag on his cigarette. Don't look back as I close the door. Broke my mama's heart a long time ago. Now it's too late to go home. Came to this town to live my dreams. This life's been living me. This life's been living me. Morning sun is the only one to greet me as I turn the lock on the door. Kick my shoes off in the corner. Forget the night as my clothes fall to the floor. Step on a cracker, you'll break your mama's back. Oh, why don't you turn around? Came to this town to live my dreams, but this life's been living me. This life's been living me. Came to this town to live my dreams, but this life's been living me. This life's been living me. Thank you.
Janet, you getting back up?
It's getting late, and I know a lot of people are hungry. We can close the show if Stan wants to come up, and all your songwriters come up. Lee, I want you to take a picture. You want to do I'm From the Country, and let's tell everybody good night. Come on, I want a picture of all of us for the NSAI. We've had a lot of people stayed, and I appreciate it. And we've got desserts over there, half price. Gail, we love you. We love you. And when I make my first $500,000, we're going to take you to Florida. And then Hawaii, and then New York, and she can retire. All right. Justin, what happened? You didn't sing that song you was going to sing.
Where's Mike Moore at? Is he Mike in the house?
We've got Chad, come on up here. Chad Mullins, come on.
If you're a songwriter and you're from
Songwriter,
Kentucky, come on up here.
We want a picture. Chad Mullins is an artist and been in Nashville, and he's one of our writers. If you're a songwriter, we need pictures. All right, we're going to rock the stage. Where's Chad?
Mike, you don't want your guitar, brother?
Get on up here, Chad.
Oh, we'll do it real quick.
Nick, you can dance if you want.
Gail, come on up here. We want your picture with us now. You got to come up here and sing now. I'm from the country. Come on. Yeah, come on. Hit it.
We want everybody in the audience to sing too.
Oh, way back up in the country, back in the hills, Down in the hollows where the folks are real. You're living with the crazies and the wildcats. It's sawed-off shotguns and coonskin caps. That's where I'm from, and I'm proud to say, yeah, I'm from the country, and I like it that way. 'Cause everybody knows everybody, and everybody calls you friend. You don't need an invitation, just kick off your shoes, come on in. 'Cause we know how to work and we know how to play. 'Cause we're from the country and we like it that way. Play it, Mike. Go, Mike, go, Mike. Yeah, all day long we're working in the field, bring it on home to a home-cooked meal. We'll love you like Sunday and treat you like Saturday night. And if the beds get full, we can sleep in the hay. Hey, we're from the country and we like it that way. 'Cause everybody knows everybody, and everybody calls you friend. You don't need an invitation, just kick off your shoes, come on in. 'Cause we know how to work and we know how to play. We're from the country, yeah, we're from the country, Lordy. We're from the country and we like it that way. Thank you, Gail. Thank all
you,
y'all for listening to us.
I want to thank all you for coming. We have Sunday lunch dessert over here. 2 for $2 or $1 a piece. Do that math and see if it comes out right. And Phyllis will help you with that. So come on over. Be safe going home. One more round of applause for West Kentucky Songwriters.
Thank you.
Well, and a couple of Alabama guys and some folks from Tennessee.
Yeah.